A Missouri family is appealing to lawmakers after they found out state law won't protect their girls from groomers.
KCTV5's Missouri Capitol reporter Hannah Falcon is live in Jefferson City. Hannah, you spoke with that family. Now I understand lawmakers are considering several bills to catch groomers.
That's right. The Missouri law right now has no way to prosecute for grooming, but this bill could change that. So Madison Royer, who I spoke with, it was devastated to learn that there was nothing that law enforcement could do against a man who, she says, groomed her teenage sisters. There are now several bills named Sophie's Law after Royer's younger sister being considered to create the offense of grooming by establishing patterns of behavior. And those bills were well received by lawmakers here in Jefferson City.
Many times no prosecution happens unless that they cross a line where they have sex with a child or they ask a child to have sex.
Those bills could be advanced as soon as tomorrow. Lawmakers right now are fine-tuning some of the language, and they'll also go over it to the Senate later this week. Reporting live in Jefferson City, I'm Hannah Falcon, KCTV 5 News.
Hannah, thank you.